Peace and love, guys. I just wanted to share with you a little experience that I've been experiencing that has to deal with my my karmic cleansing, my healing, the removal of attachments, basically negative energies. People call them entities. The best way that I can describe these entities is if you go back and look at Egyptian art, you'll see like the Egyptians were always had what people thought was a lotus flower. It will have a long stem, and then it will typically have like 3 what people might think are leaves for these lotus, but actually the Egyptians were depicting the attachments. They, of course, it's like a love-hate relationships with attachments, because attachments are attachments. Attachments are heavy attachments, light attachments, and these attachments are you know, a part of your process of going through life, and they have a direct effect on your nervous system and how you eventually become or becoming, similar to the way you know, nature has an ecosystem. You know, I was hearing this, it was a comedian, but she made an interesting point. She was saying how, you know, everything is by design, and I totally agree with that. She was talking about a squirrel and how, you know, a little paranoid animal always thinking somebody's gonna hide it, and, you know, get his nuts. Like, you the only one to eat them damn nuts. You the only one to eat them acorns. Why ain't nobody want you? Why you hiding them? They always running, thinking somebody gonna get it, bearing it. And it's very funny because they only recover about 20% of the seeds or whatever that they bury, because they bury them. So that's 80% that they can't even account for. They just don't remember. They're just on frenzies, just burying stuff, thinking somebody's gonna steal it. But in essence, that's how trees grow. Same thing with pollination and bees. You know, bees also honey, but bees also help pollinate and, you know, help a huge effect on the ecosystem. Bees do. And once again, in my in the duat, what I call like the unseen, what I've seen with my third eye, these little small beings that dwell on me, at least what I've experienced, they have like these lines on them, and they actually remind me of bees. And if you look at some of the Egyptian art, they had like an infatuation with bees. You see bees all over some of their architecture and all that good stuff. But anyway, back to the attachments. What I wanted to share about these attachments that are directly responsible for your experience of life. We're removing some of these attachments. What I've noticed, the ones that maybe are the nuisance, I guess, when spirit is like, you know, removing it, and like, because they're embedded within your body, you can't see it, but these things are buried within your muscles. They affect your nervous system. But when spirit plucks it off, it goes it makes one noise. But and it's I know that's the sound of it, because, you know, because that's similar to like your stomach growling or something like that. But spirit will be at my back and plucking it off, or at my rib or something, and I'll hear when they remove it. So it's very interesting that it makes that noise. And then sometimes when it's being removed, it makes a noise, and it'll also make maybe another part of my body, like the muscle, will like, you know, do like a little jerking, or it'll feel like a little like a pressure is released, or something is relaxed, or bubble is popped in another part of my body that could be all the way on the opposite end. So these are the things that these attachments are the things that infiltrate your nervous system. What I've found that areas that have holes, you know, that they'll eventually they'll infiltrate you, and they'll be becoming like an infestation initially at the site of wherever you know, the breakage was in your aura. And those are the areas of your body that you feel pain. Those are the areas where there's a lot of accumulation of these energies embedded. I think that they eventually, the more they stick on you, they basically feed off you. They grow, because initially they you know, at the top, the more top part of things that they were pulling off tend to be more bigger. I don't know. Maybe I'm making up this part, but it seems to have variation of in sizes, and the ones that are really close and like really dug in there, they get smaller and smaller. The closer spirit gets to like unwrapping you, you just, man, you see like some of the books, some of the sacred texts that Egyptians talked about, and they were talking about the Duat, and they talked about some of the things that you that were out in the Duat, and they say, you know, they had spells to protect them from you know, they'll say nasty reptilians or nasty bugs, and they'll just all kind of little nuisance that were out in the Duat, that there were spells for the Egyptians made spells to protect them from those things. And I think it's similar to what I'm seeing, because I see so many different types of beings, you know, so I don't know, it's a lot going on, and I'm just sharing. Peace and love. Stay golden.